He's my man. I need someone for technology. So, what's the topic of my discussion, of my speech? I think everybody here is more or less familiar with the fridge, right? With the fridge that we have in our kitchen. So today I want to speak to you and I want to explain you how you can use the stuff that you have inside your fridge for build a nuclear bomb. I was just kidding for awake your awareness. Somehow I need to give a shake to the kundalini inside your muladhara that is sleeping. The discussion is about what is yoga. What else can it be? So, what are the contents of my discussion? A definition of yoga, the Swiss knife of life. We will see why I use this definition. Human being and understanding levels. I need a starting point for my discussion, so I need to find something that all of us can recognize like a universal truth. It wasn't easy. It took me 2 days. And Western science versus Eastern yoga hypothesis. So, let's make some comparison. Let's see what we already know and what yoga hypothesis says about the same stuff. So, it works, it doesn't work, let's see. Alright, what is yoga? Yoga is an hypothesis of life headed toward the highest goal. We can call it samadhi, we can call it enlightenment, self-realization, happiness, universal consciousness, everything. We know in the last 6 weeks we talk about that in many different kind of ways. So I don't have to add nothing more than that to what is yoga like hypothesis. Why it is an hypothesis? Because it needs to be verified through direct experience. That's what yoga asks to us. And every step leads to the subsequent. Those are the prerequisite for talking about science. That means that I can speak about science when the knowledge that I acquiring it through experience, direct experience, that I can apply, obtaining the same result. So confirming the previous result. So we can speak about science of human being when we speak about yoga. Since yoga has an holistic point of view, we can also say science of everything. That's why I like to call it the Samkhya Swiss knife of life. I think everybody knows that Samkhya is the philosophy behind yoga, and not only behind yoga. We can think about Samkhya like a metaphysic of yoga. So Samkhya is the explanation of where are we going with yoga, step by step. While Yoga Sutra Patanjali, for example, is the instruction manual. So, Swiss knife of life because we talk about yoga for about anatomy, therapy, psychology, pranayama, asanas, and so on. I think everybody recognizes this sentence. It is very important. So now, to see how yoga is working within a practical example, I need two people. So let's say that I need, for example, Sarah and Chris. Please come here with me. Yeah, it's a practical example, but I'm not asking you to practice asana or something like that. So let's say that he's a yogi, while she's just an average person, and they have the same, for simplicity, they have the same lifespan, right? So in this room we have 8 lights. Choose 2 lights. 1, 2, choose a.
This here.
All right. Let's say that for being enlightened, you need to turn off, in this case, this light through the panel, right? And your lifespan is 3 actions.
Okay.
So you will have just 3 actions. In the meantime, you have the same lifespan, the same objective, so the same way of being enlightened. But you are going to practice inaction in every action. And I'm giving you the Yoga Sutra Patanjali and the Samkhya philosophy, of course, the Samkhya Darshana. So you are going to study yourself and the scripture for obtaining the same result. If I find the right page. Krishna, chapter 2, verse? I'm kidding. Right, so go there and choose your switch. You know what is your objective. Choose your switch and tell us what are you doing, one by one. So, first switch will be no. Remember, that could be your karma for your next life. Next section.
Can I have another try? Oh.
And then, right? No, that means that you cannot be enlightened in this life. You still have one life. No. Stop it, you die. Thank you very much. Now, let's see, I'm expecting perfection in every action from Chris. So he has 3 actions. And I expect that he's able, with just 2 actions, to turn off these 2 lights. First action. All right. Keep your light. And that's good. So if I find right, thank you very much. That was the first point. Now, let's go on the second point. That one is tough. To find something that is a starting point for this discussion, to find something that is a universal truth for everybody. So, we were talking about yoga as a science of human being. So, what we know about human being for sure? We know that we live according to our ideas, desires, personal values. However, we can call it just according to our understanding. And when I say understanding, I mean understanding mental understanding, physical understanding, and emotional understanding. So, in a holistic point of view. We know that every day we gain new information. That can be everything. Something useful, something completely useless, something clear, something incomprehensible, everything. I put some example that could be from studying a book to having an hangover. If you have an hangover, there's a practical demonstration. You understood that if you drink too much, it could be not good for you. Next step is we transform the new knowledge that we acquire into a new understanding through practical or discernment, through direct experience, again, mental, physical, and emotional one. We act according to this understanding. So we can say that a universal truth for everybody is that we live a different level of understanding, for sure, because we have different experience, we have different knowledges. We saw this morning with Krishna, the level of understanding that the guys that were outside here fighting for I don't know what. We are all going to have a bigger amount of information that we will process into a larger understanding. We say every day new information, we process the information, we have a new understanding, and every day is the same cycle. So it looks like we are moving toward a new level of higher understanding. Because of course, if I have new information, if I have a bigger variables in my equation for understanding, I will go toward a higher level of understanding. So, what yoga has to say about it?